Okay, good. So this is part 2 of our 3-part masterclass, Take Charge of Your Life. And same as yesterday, everyone will be muted. Questions are at the end, and if you're happy to be on screen, you can ask yourself. And hold on, we have an issue here. What's the matter? There's nothing there. Nothing there. And then you can otherwise put your question into the chat, and I will answer it from there. Okay. Good. We have a doggy issue. Sorry. I'm sorry. Well, if they're lying there, that's fine, but hold on. I think I need to take measures that are not really recommended, which is giving treats. To shut them down. Sorry. Okay, good. I'm going to share my screen again. So I tried with a full screen, and hopefully it's working today. Okay. Good. So yesterday we talked about the elements and their qualities, and I want to start with going back to them for a moment to remind you what they are. So they are in this order: space, air, fire, water, and earth, and they come with these qualities. And one of my teachers, she gave me an example how you can translate it into your day-to-day life. Yeah. So space is whatever is around us. Yeah. Everything that is empty is space. So imagine you are running through space. Yeah. So you're going for a jog. So you go outside your house, you go running, even if you're on a treadmill, same. So you start running, you're running through the space. The movement that you do when you're running moves the air. Yeah, so there will be some movement behind you, and you move the air away. So that movement is the air. Then, as you are running for a while, your body gets slowly warm, and the fire element comes in. Yeah, so when you're running even further, you start sweating. The water element comes in. And then when you finish running, and you're not having a shower straight away, but the sweat actually dries on your body, so it creates like a little salty crystals on your skin. So that's the earth element. So you can see how this concept, which might seem abstract, filters into our day naturally. Yeah. So we have the qualities, we have the elements, and then we said yesterday that we translate them into day-to-day life. Yeah. So the doshas, air and space, creates vata dosha with these qualities of vata, of both elements. Sorry. Then fire and water creates pitta, and water and earth kapha. Always with their quality. Qualities are really important because they are sort of the building blocks that we can experience. So we said vata is active from 2 a.m. to 2 a.m. and p.m. to 4. And Vata is everything that moves, because it has this mobility of the air element. So everything that moves in the body is Vata related: breath, circulation, nerves, the movement of the food within the guts, elimination. So all of that is Vata related. Plus, Vata initiates every movement in the body or every process, because nothing else moves by itself without Vata. Yeah. So it is elimination, meditation as well, because it has the clarity to it. So clear mind, meditation, communication, because it has this talking, moving the mouth to it. Socializing as well, because Vata connects very quickly to others, but also changes its mind very quickly. Yeah, so Vata is like the wind; it comes and it goes, and there's no pattern behind it. So the same applies to these particular times throughout the day. So you have the Vata from 2 to 4 in the night. So hence we say, because it has elimination and the clarity to it, so these times in the morning particularly are really good for getting up, because when you get up with this light quality of Vata, then the day will be like that. Elimination, if you get up before 6 a.m., elimination will be easy as well, because it is the natural movement, the natural quality of that time that that helps us with that. Meditation, elimination, and when you have that in the afternoon, from 2 to 4, then it is a time when we are good for socializing, when we do creative work, because Vata is very creative as well. When we do creative work and or art, any of those light activities. Vata, because it is air and ether, so it has no substance in it, gets tired quite quickly. Yeah, so hence in that time, if you can, we don't all have the choice, but in an ideal world, if you can, at that time, you avoid any sort of heavy lifting. Yeah, so any physical work. Also, it means all heavy exercises, that would be like a strong HIIT class, for example, or weightlifting, or a strong yoga class. All of that would not be ideal in that particular time, because the substance, the stamina is missing, and we will tire out easier. The aim of Ayurveda is always for us to keep our energy up, and whatever we do, that's why we align according to the different qualities throughout the day, because we want to have this quality, in our favor. So we want to have, we want to do activities or whatever it needs doing in that particular time, so that we have this flow of this energy supporting us. Yeah. So morning and afternoon, 2 to 4 Vata time. So we go with Vata, Pitta, Kapha, although they are not in chronological. So Pitta is 10 to 2. Yeah, so 10 to 2 is lunchtime and is midnight. So at both, remember, Pitta is hot. It is everything in the body that needs transformed, because when you burn something, it transforms. The process of burning transforms like a piece of wood into energy, into warmth, you know, energy, warmth, and also ash at the end. Yeah, so it transforms it from one state into another state. And so it transforms the food that we eat throughout the digestive system into energy, into food for our body, food for our cells, food for our tissues. And this process is at lunchtime the strongest, because when you look on the outside, that's when the sun is the highest. So we want to use that energy on the inside, our internal sun, our internal fire, which is our digestive fire, burns the strongest at lunchtime. So the heaviest meal, according to Ayurveda, should be eaten at lunch. And lunch should not be a meal that should be skipped, because that leads then to less energy when you go into this vata time, which follows the pitta time from 2 to 4. When you come into this vata time, which is very much as you know, light and unsettled because of the lightness. So it will feed into that. The nervous energy of vata will be aggravated by us having nothing in the body to nourish it. Yeah. So pitta is also, apart from these qualities of transformation, pitta is a very good organizer and is very structured. So pitta is, if you like, checking lists and ticking them off, then this is a sign that you do have a pitta dosha more in a dominant position within you. So everything organizing, planning is pitta. And this is also then done best in these times. Yeah? So if you need to sit down and plan out your week, or do something that is just related to these qualities, work-wise, then it is good to do them at in that particular time frame. In the evening, in the night, so when we go, Ayurveda always says, go to bed by 10. That's the best. Yeah. So after 10 o'clock, you see, pitta time is starting again with that higher energy. So if you go to bed after 10, 11 o'clock, slowly it will shift into that. 12 o'clock for sure, you're wide awake again and you feel that second wind and you think, okay, I could do this and this and this and this. But, you know, we need that time when the body actually does a lot of work. So we need to rest ourselves, lie down. Best is even sleep, so that the body can do its householding. So in the night, you have body gets rid of excess adrenaline, the liver cleanses, and the liver shifts out whatever, you know, it needs to do, checking out what we can use and what we can't use, repairing cells, throwing out, sweeping through the body, you know, whatever doesn't need, and all gets shifted into the elimination digestive tract so that we can eliminate it the next morning. Yeah, so that's why the early going to bed is super important. And I mean, I'm finding this really challenging because I've always been easy staying up in the night, but then it does, over time, it does create more heat in the body. And if you are a pitta dominant type, you know, same creates more of the same, and that will then lead to an imbalance, and this then leads to an imbalance. So sometimes we need to make ourselves aware that is better to do certain things even if we don't like them, but over the long haul they really keep us healthy. So then we have kapha. Kapha is from 6 to 10 o'clock. And kapha is water and earth. So it is stable, it is heavy. If you are kapha nature, you have time and you're relaxed and you are, people like being around kapha people because they just ooze a Zen type vibe and they are completely at ease with everything. They're super structured in terms of they eat at the same time, even if they're hungry or not, but that's what they do. They eat. They don't like moving away from their patterns and their rhythms because earth is stable and steady. It doesn't move itself, so it needs a little bit help from vata and pitta to actually move and get something done. As pitta finishes all the tasks that is started throughout the day, and even if that means going into the long nights, kapha is just, it's maybe 10 o'clock. Let's say it's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, whatever is still there and hasn't been done, kapha doesn't mind because it's bedtime, and so it goes to bed. Yeah. So what that means then for us, exercising, like I said earlier, now these are really good times to exercise, 6 to 10 in the morning, because then slowly, even more, so not just not like at 6 o'clock straight away, because the doshas, they move slowly from one into the other. But, this is a time where we can do stronger exercise, something that exhausts us naturally a little bit more, because that's a time where the stamina is there, where grounding is there, and we can harness that for us. Yeah, same in the afternoon. Not necessarily a heavy exercise in the afternoon, but that is more the time when exercising is appropriate. Both vata and kapha, their digestion are as they are. Vata is very light and very here and there, and is very airy. So it means there's lots of gas in the body, lots of wind is there, bloating, irregular in the digestion means sometimes it is right on time, then maybe it skips it because it has a dry element to it. It is a dry quality to it. It is also prone to constipation. So, and again, without this substance, vata's digestive fire is not really strong. Neither is kapha's, although it has all these stable and strong qualities, but kapha is slow and kapha is damp. Yeah, so the dampness dampens naturally the digestive fire, as if you always put a little bit of water onto your flame. Yeah, if you have a bonfire and you sprinkle a little bit of water on, it slowly and slowly gets less and less, and then you just have smoke coming out. Yeah, so the dampness of kapha makes the digestive fire not really strong for it. Hence, they also should eat light food. Yeah, so hence evenings is dinner should be naturally in that kapha time or in the vata kapha time. So like say 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock is a good way to eat the lunch, to eat the dinner, sorry. And as you go into more and more into the kapha time, the heavier it is for the body to deal with that food. So dinner should be light. So if we take that for a moment to the food situation, so breakfast in the morning, maybe between 8 and 9, light breakfast. Dinner, substantial dinner between 12 to or from 12 to 2, we say is the best time to have dinner. and a substantial dinner, so that then from in the afternoon you have time and you have energy to actually do whatever you need to do. And then a light dinner, latest at 6 o'clock. Yeah. So whatever you need to go beyond that, it should be in a way that kapha can digest that. Yeah, so that should be maybe something soupy, a little bit something spicy, small quantity, as light as possible. Yeah, and if you skip lunch, like I said, then the afternoon you don't have the energy, and then it goes into snacking, because 4 o'clock you will be hungry again. In between the meals, we want to avoid any food, because the body needs a good 4 hours clear without anything to eat to digest the food. And that should be given between breakfast and lunch, lunch and dinner, and then you have this long time throughout the night when the body can do whatever it needs to do, and in the morning we are hungry again. Yeah, so to avoid these eating times are super important, just as important as we understand, you know, the qualities and how they work in us, how we translate them into the day is that. Yeah, so we look where is what more present, and then we align with eating at particular times and keeping that. So we plan our day so that we can have at least lunch is the most substantial food time. For substantial meal, that's what I wanted to say. One example which was standing out so much, I would like to share with you, was from one of the last courses. We looked at, from one of my students, we looked at how she eats, and at the beginning we do a little food diary, and then we looked and we said, okay, there was always in the afternoon a packet of crisps there. So I said, where does that come from? You know, we looked at lunch, and because she's quite busy, so she has most of the time a lunch on the go, getting a sandwich and eating that in the car or wherever. So we swapped it around to make lunch her most substantial meal, and she did actually sit down and ate something. And then when we checked in with that a couple of weeks later, so this snacking naturally disappeared, because lunch the body got nourishment, and then in the afternoon it can feed on that energy that has come in lunchtime to sustain the body throughout without anything else. And then dinner, again, you know, when we eat everything throughout the day, dinner can be light, because then the body is not really super hungry. So then we take that as well into the times of the year, the seasons. Yeah. So the easiest to understand is the summer. The summer is pitta time, because that's when it is the hottest, that's when the sun is out and about the most, is the highest. So spring is the time of kapha, because there is dampness there to start off with, dampness from the winter. You know, we had snow, hopefully, and now we had a wet winter, and this will then make the soil moist, and everything comes out, then everything is fertile. So all plants come, the new growing season starts. And with that, this is a springtime. Colds and mucousy colds and coughs might be there. There might be also allergies coming up more so than at other times of the year. And the winter and the autumn and the winter, they are Vata, because after the summer, there is more dryness. It gets cooler. There are more winds in the autumn and the early midwinter time. When there is the height of Vata, it is a dry, cold, where the hands get dry. We have cold hands, cold feet, but the dryness is the main quality that comes. So as Kapha has the dampness of in its qualities. And according to what we did throughout the days, we do as well here. So spring is obviously the time when we feel the most energetic and stable and grounded in our body and in our mind. Summer and autumn, they are more less substance throughout these qualities. And so there are times when summer can overheat, and we get tired quite quickly. Everyone, if you have been in a hot climate, in the summer, in lunchtime, no one is out and about because it's the hottest time. We're getting very quickly tired, tendency to headaches throughout that. And in the autumn, we just get tired as well, because it's that time there is no substance there. So these are times when we rest more. Autumn draws more inwards, and we should take proper rest throughout the summer and the autumn, and do activities that are good for that, which cool the body. In the summer is good swimming outdoors, swimming, walking out in nature in the evening, so getting this coolness of the evenings. Nature is very good because nature is naturally cooling, and in the fall or in the autumn, it is also connecting to nature and going out, but also, keeping warm and making sure that we feel settled mentally as well. Yeah. Okay. So when we go with these rhythms, because we're going with the energy that is there, and we are in a flow more. So we're going with the rhythms is like we are swimming downstream, and the energy of the river takes us down. And when we are swimming upstream, this costs much more energy. So we are losing our energy. The body tires out. The body might get stressed. Inflammation come, and hence aligning with the seasons is so much more conducive to our energy level, to our activities, what we do, and hence to our life. We feel more happier because we are more in that natural flow, and we are lighter in that flow. I hope that makes sense. And okay, so any questions to that? I stop sharing for the moment. Any questions? I know there's a lot
Yeah.
in, so
Yeah. No, that's absolutely fine. And it is starting to resonate with me a bit more. However, so my question is the goal for me at now, so not for 2-3 months' time, to understand my current dosha
or
is it just to follow this? Do you know what I mean? So
yes. So I think the rule of thumb is, yeah, the best is to follow through with the seasons, because that naturally will balance. So
okay,
whatever the season either brings, or also in terms of food, you have that in your handout, but I haven't mentioned that here. Is so the whatever harvest is in the season will naturally balance out what the body needs in that season.
yeah,
It offers the opposite of what the qualities need, what they are, and
yeah,
how they need to be balanced. Yeah, if that
okay,
makes sense. So this is rule number one. If there
yeah,
is nothing majorly wrong, then you go with the seasons, and that keeps us naturally healthy. So if there is something that is, hold on, I need to open
that's
this book.
okay.
So if there is something that needs to be addressed because you are out of balance, then it is good to see, what does need to be balanced, what is out of balance.
Yeah,
So you need to understand that what's out of balance, and then again you need to balance it with the opposite. Yeah. So it is not so easy for yourself at the beginning to figure out,
no,
what's the matter. You do get some understanding as you go more into the matter. You get some understanding of, okay, maybe I'm feeling a bit more the heat, and there's acidity there, and maybe I'm a little bit irritable anyway. So this the heat is up, and you need to do something to cool down the
yeah,
body. And Ayurveda does that first of all with the food, because that's
yeah,
the activity that we do all the time, is
yeah,
eat,
yeah,
and that has the biggest impact. But then you also can take particular herbs. If the food doesn't make the desired impact fast, then you might take supplementary herbs to help with that. Or there are some therapies, in terms of massages, or other kind of Ayurvedic therapies that might help the process as well. And then one big thing is always to have this lifestyle, how to create, how to structure your day.
yeah,
That is super important, because it really makes an enormous impact on us, when we align with this rhythm, when we should eat and when we should go to bed.
yeah,
Because then we are disturbing the body the least, we're nourishing it as it needs it, so that it doesn't get stressed because we're not offering enough food, or not the right
yeah,
kind of food
yeah,
at the right time, and in the night, so that all these processes that are there to tidy up the day, in the body, and
yeah,
to throw out everything, so that that's also done. And
yeah,
it is, I can only say, it is really of a tremendous importance. That's what you could start with,
yeah,
and that's where everyone really should start with, because that makes a big impact. And although it sounds maybe like not much, but it really is
yeah,
quite impactful.
yeah. So you mean to start with the clock, with the
Start
when
with the
to eat,
clock.
when to exercise?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what I think I had here, in your handout, you have that as well. You have
yes, I do. Yeah,
this to say, okay, how do you structure your day at the moment? Yeah. And
Yeah.
you write down, what are you doing at what time? So what time do you usually get up, without judging it or without trying to align it or any of that, just how it is, when
Yeah.
I get up at this and this and this, and then I have breakfast, I do that. What do I have for breakfast mainly?
Yeah.
And, you just check in,
Yeah.
because although we know what we're eating, but when we see that on the paper, it is
Yeah.
different, we see
Yeah.
all of a sudden, oops, there are certain things, I think,
Yeah.
they are repeated quite frequently.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, looking at the clock, I actually do think I'm quite in line with it, in the sense that I tend to personally exercise in the morning because I
Yeah,
know that's when I'm better.
yeah,
I know I did your class last Wednesday evening, but that was because I couldn't make Monday. So I tend to exercise in the morning. I tend to be asleep by 9 o'clock anyway, because I'm just exhausted.
wow, that's
I'm
good.
useless. I have a good 8, 9 hours sleep a night. Yeah. But I'm always tired. Um, the thing I don't do is the main meal at lunchtime. And I'm trying to think about how I will do that, because I've obviously got a family and I like to make dinner time a time when we all sit down. So how do I, and I'd need to go through the food options maybe, because I might be overthinking this.
Mhm.
Um, but that's my only thing I can think right now that's going to be a bit like, oh, how do I manage that? Because I'm lucky, I'm at home now and I can eat,
Yeah,
but my husband isn't. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you're at home now, you maybe have a different body to your husband, and maybe you have different needs than your
yeah,
husband. Yeah, you should still eat, if possible for you, your main meal now. So you could cook your main meal, then you have it, and then in the evening with your husband, you eat a little bit,
yeah,
either
yeah,
of the same, or just one aspect of it,
yeah. No,
or
I'm already thinking about that. And I think I'll look at some of the food things, because I don't think I would like today, for example, today's dinner, for example, is most probably something like spaghetti carbonara, because I don't want anything heavy, because we obviously had a big roast yesterday, etc. But I can quickly make that for my lunch today, like that, no problem.
yes,
But
that's
not
right.
when I do another meal, which is maybe a more elaborate dinner, So I might have to look at alternatives for me during the day.
Yeah. Does
And
it
then,
but then you think, with your husband, does your husband eat at his work, or?
yeah, he'll have 2 dinners a day, my husband.
I see, but then you see, there's already something that you have both in common. You have
Yes.
dinner together, but and this should be both of your main meal. You just don't have it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've
So
got 2 sons as well. So, yeah.
yeah, so in the evening,
Mm,
right, you can have something that is light. Doesn't mean, there's no substance
yeah.
behind it. It means just in the evening, knowing that if you, for what time would you eat in the
So
evening?
we always, and again, I'm not just saying it because of the clock, but we generally always eat between 5:30 and 7.
Okay. So, but that's a good time,
Yeah.
and, so that you have afterwards something that is, where the body, you have some time where the body can digest,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
But then you will see, in the evening, it's good to have maybe something soupy. So
Mm,
if you make something
yeah.
soupy, and some bread or whatever, when you have sons, are they still growing?
No, no, I hope not. They're 24 and 22.
Oh, okay. What do they have lunch, or are they at home?
No, you see, my son who's upstairs at the minute, he's off work on a day's holiday. He skips lunch, and I
Okay.
tell him off all the time.
Yes.
Whereas the other lad, my stepson, is quite regimented with his food. So, but yeah, no, it's fine. I'll get my head around this. If this
Yeah,
is
but
gonna,
it is, so because sometimes we need to think a little bit out of the box,
yeah,
when we have these approaches, because um, we, it, first of all, if something is that you need to have balance in your life, this is
mhm,
what you look first. in, yeah.
Yes.
And then the others you bring in as they come, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Maybe I have a dog issue today, yes.
That's okay. My dog's fast asleep.
As they come, and
Yeah.
in the main guidance is in terms of food, for example, you should be able to digest everything.
Yes.
That's so Ayurveda is not saying, okay, you are pitta type, you just eat pitta food. So your body should be able, your digestive fire should be so
Yeah.
strong that you can digest whatever comes.
Yeah.
If that's not the case, then you look at, okay, what food should be eaten or not. So we always assume, everything should be, we should be able to digest it. And then we go into, if everybody's healthy, you can eat obviously everything, whatever you like. Yeah. As long
Yeah.
as the best is it is seasonal, because
Yeah.
that makes the most sense for the body. And that's what the body is also sort of programmed to digest.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then anything really,
Yeah.
and there is no restriction on that. And
Mm.
if someone is out of balance in the family, then you need to look at, how can you maybe do, you cook a full meal, maybe you don't eat something particular often. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that, or
Yeah.
you have you sprinkle lemon on something and the others don't have it, something
Yeah.
like that. Or you put a little
Yeah.
pepper in, or you don't keep it off, and the others have it more spicy. Yeah,
Yeah.
but not to think, okay, I need to have 4 different meals that I need to cook. You need to cook one meal and you tweak it.
Yeah. No, that's, I'll get my head around that. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
If it's going to benefit me,
Yes.
then yeah.
I'm pretty sure, because everyone benefits from that, and because the body is happier, and the mind will be also more settled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have so many things that are aligned to, for example, one of my clients, she was mainly snacking, and her snacks
Right.
were more substantial than her meals. And then and she's also very talkative. And after we did that routine for 2 weeks, she said all of a sudden, well, I noticed that I'm not interrupting people anymore when they are talking, but I can now wait till they finish talking. And
Yeah.
there are small things where the body settles itself.
Yeah.
They express in whatever, belong to that
Yeah.
dosha and to that element. And like that, the body slowly slots in. It is about being consistent with that.
It's quite exciting, actually.
It is. I mean, it is super interesting, and
Yeah.
when you feel, oh, actually, it makes so much sense. And when you look at the bigger picture, you think, oh yeah, you start to understand
Yeah.
more how nature works in a different way. We all intellectually understand it, but how it impacts us on different levels. That's really fascinating.
Yeah. And I'm already thinking, oh gosh, I'm 50 and I'm only just maybe taking the time to think about this and really invest in me, which in itself just sounds selfish, but I'll get over that. But I can't wait to learn more to tell my daughter and my son.
Yeah, because this is what
Can't wait.
this is why it is so important that women know,
Yeah.
because women
Yeah.
pass it on to the children, and then it goes, like that. And it is really, sometimes it says, it's the art of living, and it really is, to understand that life makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And it is not what we talked yesterday about. It is not like a trend that comes in and
Yeah.
then goes again, but this is just how nature works. And even if climate changes our seasons, but they will still, these elements
Yeah.
will be there. They still have the same qualities. It shifts itself
Yeah.
into different months.
Mm.
And but we can still react to that and act upon what changes, because
Yeah.
you understand why and you know how.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, is
Yeah.
that knowing how, and no one can take that from you.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's interesting. Thank you.
you're welcome.
And we've run over time again.
Yes, I know.
I
I'm
feel
super
for
bad
you.
with
I
that.
feel for you and your time.
This is also my nature,
Yeah. Yeah. The
but I
class
don't,
was
I
the
don't
class was
like.
very good today, Katja.
Yes.
Yeah, the class was very good today.
Okay.
I
Excellent.
really enjoyed that. And I didn't have a problem with my dizziness.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Maybe it is the structure of, breathing and
Yeah.
moving slowly around. That.
Yeah. It was a good, I really enjoyed the class actually. Yeah. So yeah, thank you.
Okay. No problem at all. Okay.
Right. So I'll
Good.
see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.